Hey, what's going on guys? It's Foolish Creations here, and today I wanted to bring you guys a review of my MacDev Cyborg 6 and just some of the cool features it has. So yeah guys, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you at the tech bench. Hey, what's going on guys? So we're over here at my kind of tech bench here, and I just wanted to overview basically the Cyborg 6 I've got right here and just show you guys some of the features it's got, as most of you guys probably are unaware of this gun. A lot of people don't know about this gun. So yeah, so first things first, take the barrel off. This is not the stock barrel. This is a die CFS barrel I have, which is very nice. I like to throw it on there when I play with it. But yeah, so with this gun, it is a stack tube poppet, so you will see this little the bolt on top here. So it is like similar to, I guess, the LV platform, which would be another stack tube gun. There's another gun, I think it's the J4 Torque. That is a stack tube as well, I believe. So basically, to pull this top piece out here, the bolt, you just lift this pin and you can pull the bolt right out. And it's just got a red, kind of a rubbery face, kind of soft. There was a couple iterations of this tip here. The original one, which I have, it's somewhere stored away, was a very soft yellow one, but they had issues with it clipping. Anyways, that's a whole bunch of other stuff we don't need to talk about. So I'll put that over here. But yeah, it's a pretty nice gun overall. It's a very solid gun. It's actually quite heavy, which is, I don't know, most guns nowadays are very light and easy to run around with. This one is solid. Basically, this is all solid aluminum through the frame here. Super solid. So yeah, guys, anyways, we'll power it on. So on the back here, we've got our power button, and then this is kind of a menu selecting button. So we'll power it on. And it just says MacDev on the loading screen. Right now it's got a battery level, so it shows you the battery level. The eyes are reading no ball, so when you put your finger in there, it's reading a ball. We're in ramping and 10.2, and then it gives you a little BPS counter to show you how fast you're shooting. So if we just turn the eyes off here, and we just tap the trigger a couple times, it goes right up into ramping. Super easy, nothing to it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much that. So we can turn this off, and it just turns off like so. So I guess we'll go to this part here. So this is the actual, I guess, rammer you would call it. I always mix these two up with the bolt and rammer. So you can just unthread this. There's a spot for an Allen key there, but you can just unthread it. It should just be hand tight. And then you get to pull it straight back out. And that's that, guys. And then there's a spring in there as well, which just sits on that like this. And then this pin goes in the top here. This just locks in like so, and then it just back and forth just like that. That's basically how it is in the gun. So that's the bolt assembly out of the way. Pretty easy maintenance. I mean, you just want to lube up some of these O-rings with the lube you guys have, whatever, Dow 33. Really, I just use whatever grease I have. I've been using dye grease on this. So yeah, just lube up all the O-rings. You don't need to lube up this little cup seal, and that just sits inside the front here, like so. You don't need to lube that up. Apparently you're not supposed to, it's bad. It's made out of Delrin, and it can make it swell and not seat properly. But I mean, yeah, guys, it's a really nice gun overall. The grips are quite soft. I don't mind the grips, they're quite nice. Just a couple screws, Allen screws to take it off. Trigger's pretty nice, you can adjust it on, off ASA. It's just a twist style. It's a pretty big twist lever, so you can grab onto it pretty easily. So not bad for the on off. Now for the, I guess when you're going to test it over the chrono, for testing your FPS, your adjustment is not made through the bottom here. Your adjustment is made through the back right here. So this is your HPR adjustment. Okay, you're gonna adjust that so that you have your HPR, but you also have your LPR for fine tuning. Now, when you power on the gun, we can actually scroll over to our menus by clicking the button below the power button. So we can scroll over, and we've got a reading, HP and LP. You got a reading, and then you can go to your balls for a second. So I'm gonna go grab a tank, and we'll thread it on, gas it up, and see what our readouts are. They should be both balanced at 0, but they are finicky and they wear out over time. Right now my HP is reading 13. So we'll just back up the screw all the way and we'll thread in our tank. Well, I guess I should put the bolt in. That might be a problem. So let's drop this back in here, like so. Just gotta line it up. There's a little pin on the back which lines up with the bottom. Just gotta line that up and thread in your back cap there, like that. And then put in the bolt here and line it up. Now when you're putting this pin in, you can put it in incorrectly. You want to make sure you can slide it all the way forward, and then you should feel a little spring tension there. It should be tense and it should bounce back. So right now you can see our bolt's all the way forward. It's in the chamber there where the ball would go, in the breech to say. And when you do that, your eyes read that there's a ball because it's blocking the eyes. So now that that's all put back together, let's air it up. Get this started here. Okay, now we'll just twist this in. And boom, you can see our readouts there, guys. So right now our high pressure reg right here, we are reading 225, well, 26 right now, PSI. And out of our low pressure reg, we are pushing out 78 PSI. So there is a lot of fine tuning you can do with this. You can balance it out, and that readout is nice and handy because you can kind of see where you're sitting at. Now I think the LP here, your low pressure, that should never go above 90, I believe. If you read the manual, that will say do not ever go above, it's either 90 or 100. You don't want that up very high or you're gonna, I think there's an overpressure relief that will blow. So don't do that. So just be careful when you're adjusting it. You can go to that screen and adjust it just like this. So that's a pretty cool feature. Then you can just scroll back to your BPS, turn, and play like that. Then just degassing it, just back this all the way out. Now this is, so hear the air, this is like other markers. It does hold 1 or 2 shots. Eventually it will degas, but it does hold 1 or 2 shots in the chamber. So just be aware of that. Be safe when you're doing that stuff. You don't want to hurt anyone. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty sweet gun. I mean, I like it. I'll add a video clip of me shooting it in slow motion at the very end. Very nice milling. I will say they did a really nice job with all this milling. I love the milling on these. They're very nice. Feed neck, pretty sweet. It's a beefy feed neck. To adjust it, you just kind of spin it like the die levers. You just kind of spin to where you want it to be adjusted to. You can just clamp it back down. So it doesn't have the little thumb wheel, which is too bad, but for its time when it came out, I think it came out in 2014, this was a pretty cool gun. As far as the frames go, if you want to take the frame apart, you just back out that screw there and the one in the back. And this just comes apart with no wires, guys. So this is like the new technology with all the newer guns. They just have those little contact pads which touch and make contact for the boards. So it's a pretty cool marker overall. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up and comment down below. Later.